शॉर्ट क्रिस्प करते हैं आज का.
Okay, Didi, I know that the disappointment of the day is there, that day 3, which was supposed to be the moving day, and rather unfortunately, your predictions are coming true. Yesterday, you did mention that you would like to give the edge to Australia, and even I thought that with the kind of bowling attack that they had, and also with the sort of momentum that they had in the last half an hour or 1 hour yesterday, I just thought that possibly Australia were edging ahead in the Test match. And today, I think till about India lost Rishabh Pant. India was in the match. I thought that injury also kind of disturbed Rishabh Pant. I'm sure that it must be really painful. I haven't gone to check on the update of the scans as yet. But yeah, by the looks of it, it looked really, because Rishabh Pant is a tough guy. He looked really baffled after that. Nonetheless, I think overall fantastic cricket played by Australia. But I also feel that um, given the situation of the Indian team, injuries and all of that, with the 11 that India have, or with the batting resources that India had, I thought that India didn't play to its potential.
Hmm. Absolutely right. And also, the three runouts did not help in
Yeah,
whatever way we can say, without being harsh to the team. I think uh, in Test cricket you should try to not be run out, because. But anyways, one, two, but three runouts actually kind of hampered it. And of course, the injuries to Pant and Jadeja might just have finished the match for us. I'm just being hopeful that we might just have a miraculous performance by somebody to save the match. But the way the lead is almost 200 now, 2 days to go. The pitch is not deteriorated that much. India is not at full strength, and I think with the this is the time when Jadeja was needed. The left-hander bowling to two right-handers, and the ball skidding or moving away from the wicket. I think this is we're in a very very tricky situation. We can only perhaps a rain or a miraculous
yeah.
uh, innings from somebody or a spell from somebody can save this Test match. But I think with 200 runs on the board, Australia would just play freely now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and see, they have about 8 wickets to go. I'm sure that they would want to make India chase at least a 400 runs. That kind of gives us some cushion to at least bowl for 2 or 2.5 sessions. Because for Australia to be feeling safe, they would want to have a lead of 400 runs. And given the history of how Australians have been, well, most of the Test teams have been in the past, either they will get all out, or they will want to have at least 400 runs on the board, because this pitch, there's not much which has happened on the pitch. Even if I know that India got out to 244, but the last half an hour, it was very enterprising when Ravindra Jadeja was batting. And even when
yeah,
Rishabh
because he
Pant
was
was
batting with a free mind, right? He was batting with a free
absolutely,
mind, and the pitch did not have any such demands that it will not allow free hitters to go through to hit or go through the lines. So I think if we look at it from a very brutally honest way, we as I was saying yesterday, Pujara played a critical role, but he got out, and others also could not kind of rally around him. What happens normally, Pujara playing this way is that you have Kohli at 4.
yeah,
That keeps the scoreboard ticking, and it allows Pujara to you know blunt the attack. But with no one actually playing in the way they should have, uh, I think it was a bad day overall for us. And more importantly, what I felt perhaps needs to be also introspected is the way Pujara has been getting out.
yeah,
Right. Since 2018-19, he has not scored that much amount of runs, but that's fine. He's too great a player to not score. But the way he has been getting out to Cummins, the ball coming in and then going away, uh, his bat comes towards the you
mid
know
on,
mid on, or
yeah,
because Cummins is bowling at pace and bounce. His
yeah,
ball is coming in and then the ball goes out. So it is the same trajectory that has followed again. He drew him into the shot towards the leg side, and then it took the outer edge, and then it flew towards the slip of the keeper. So of course, this time it was much closer to the middle and off stump rather than it has been in the other two innings or three innings. But of course, and if you also notice Pujara's dismissal, it also hit him on the near the glove, not just the edge.
Yeah.
So somewhere he needs to figure out that technical deficiency.
I think with Pujara, and I've seen all his dismissals, and I've seen the way he's been batting this series. There are two things that really strike me. Number one, of course, that Pujara has never really been that big front foot guy, and he does that to sort of play absolutely close to the body. That being said, of all his dismissals, if you see, if he were to be playing with an absolutely straight bat, he would have defended all the balls. But his bat at the point of impact, if you see, he is basically playing the initial line of the ball. Even yesterday, I was seeing when Mitchell Stark came round the wicket and he was bowling to Pujara, even to deliveries which were pitching on middle stump, full length deliveries from round the wicket, a left armour is bowling. Uh, Typically, you would be playing them towards mid wicket, square leg region. I know that there are fielders there, but you're good enough a player to be playing those off the toes shots. That's the game of a subcontinental batsman. But still, he was trying to kind of play it in a really awkward way, trying to keep the bat straight, and then in the process, he was kind of getting opened up. So, it generally happens is that when you over defend the line of the ball, you get opened up. I mean, Virender Sehwag used to do it, but he would do it with an attacking intent. He would like he would kind of overcompensate while playing his cuts or pushes on the offside, and therefore he generated additional room for himself. What Pujara is doing is that he's doing in defense, and therefore the ball is just coming, and uh, he's not even being able to adjust. He's kind of committed right there in that area. He's committing there without actually committing. So he's not being able to adjust or say that, okay, if the ball is moving afterwards, then I can possibly do a little bit of an adjustment, bring my body behind the ball, and then play it coming in the line of the ball itself. Or so, for example, uh, generally people say that you commit to the line of the ball, and if the ball is short enough, and if there is a deviation, it will move and beat the edge of the bat. What Pujara is doing, that he's half committing and he's staying there, and therefore even if there is sometimes there is a little bit of a movement of the seam, all the deliveries that you see except for one, none of them were full length deliveries. On a full length delivery, you cannot blame the batsman for the late movement that happens. But for a back of length delivery, of course, and Sydney pitch is not really a fast, zippy kind of a pitch. If you look at Pujara, he's almost stationed there, uh, preoccupied in his head that I have to defend this ball. And therefore, the ball comes and kisses the edge, and then it's going away.
Exactly, that occupied in his head is the psychological part that you brought in. Somewhere I know Pujara's strength is to blunt out an attack, but somewhere he also needs to realize that a test match is scored by winning by runs. At the end of the day, it is runs minus difference of runs is what makes you a victory.
Yeah.
So although I have been defending Pujara for, even though he's been playing slow, but Harsha Bhogle today said a very nice thing post the match. He said that if Pujara's batting is affecting other team members, that is what needs to be seen. But if it is not affecting other team members, Pujara by default will play in his own particular way. He'll grind out an opposition, and he will then figure out a way to score runs, right, in the later half of his innings.
And see, Didi,
what is happening here is that by the time these people got out, India had played a decent amount of overs and scored.
Exactly, I was coming to the same point.
Came, the run rate got up.
I was coming to the same point, is that I know that is Pujara's game. but then the rest of the batting has to be molded around it in such a manner that it has to be complementing, and therefore we need our number fours, number five
No, that's okay.
batters.
Virat Kohli is not there, so
Yeah, so that, which is okay, but our number four or five in the current scenario, our number four or number five batsmen, they need to be at least, and even Pujara for that matter, if you're playing test cricket, you cannot just play in single gear all the time. I can
yeah,
understand the value of an innings of 180 balls and 50 runs on a green seaming track in New Zealand or in England. I absolutely will value that inning. But that doesn't mean that on a flat track where you're tiring out bowlers, if you played 100 deliveries, you have tired out the bowlers. Now it is your chance with that slightly older ball, with a 50 over old ball, to go in and score some runs. That's it. And if you remember Pujara at the beginning of his career, he was that player who would start out slow, but then he would cash in. He would cash in. His strike rate would go up significantly. Um,
yeah,
okay.
and somehow Cummins has figured out a way. Cummins is too good a bowler, man. And if you see, the Australians have today bounced India out. You know, I would say, as in not bounced India out, but the bouncing ball has been a problem for India today. If you see, even
See, I
at the
mean,
first half
this
of
is
the game.
this is a very one-off thing. What I really mean to say is that if Cummins got him out, I agree. And Cummins possibly will, by that definition, Ravi Ashwin has got out David Warner 10 times now, including
Hmm.
today, which is absolutely fine. Cummins is a great bowler, and today Cummins has possibly got you out. There will be some series, some other bowler will get you out. The thing is that if you came in so early and you're playing the second new ball, you've played out 180 balls, and the score is not even 200. That is something to think about. That means that
Exactly.
that that
That needs to be
yeah,
introspected. And what Harsha Bhogle was saying is that, is it affecting other people, right? Although in a test match scenario, it should not relatively affect in a way that it affects in a white ball scenario. But even then, if you're not rotating the strike, what happens with Kohli around is he will also take singles.
exactly. Now that's the other point that I was coming to, is that with Pujara, I have seen of late is that his ability to drop the ball sometimes. When sometimes the spells are going, there are tough spells. For example, yesterday India played out a series of maiden overs. Uh, it is not good to be facing so many maiden overs, because then what happens is that the bowler gets into a proper rhythm. The moment there is a change of a strike for different batsmen, there is a different game plan. If you bowl six deliveries to the same ball, same guy who's not hitting you for any runs, and he's okay to just defense. And I saw that Pujara was not even trying to play on the leg side yesterday, which was surprising to me because he's a good leg side player.
Yesterday, I think he was in completely mindset to block out the day and
Yeah,
close it
that
out
is
and
okay.
not
But if
lose
you
an
get a
wicket.
ball on the hips, you've got to tuck it. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
game. That's the basic game. If you get a ball on your pads, you've got to flick it, or if you've got to on drive.
I think he's not somehow observing him. I somehow feel that, when do people get into a shell? When they're not, middling the ball properly, or they're, in a situation where they're protecting their position in the team, or they're short of confidence about either of the three cases. In Pujara's case, I don't think it is anything to do with his position in the team, which is secured. It either has to be short of confidence or some technical
See,
things which me and you perhaps cannot gauge.
I give full credit to the Australian bowlers, but I cannot imagine that, irrespective of how good this Australian bowling attack is, possibly, in my opinion, is not as good. Doesn't even come near to the kind of attack that Glenn McGrath, Brett Lee, Jason Gillespie, and Shane Warne were.
No,
But
absolutely.
yeah, but
Statistically, they might be, but that's irrelevant.
that is irrelevant. I said, but still,
Hmm.
India would go there. There is one thing to get out in less number of overs, because the impact of the bowling was that good. It cannot so happen, and I've seen the bowling. It was disciplined at best. The bowling
I
was
will give you two
disciplined.
examples. Let's talk about two cases. One is Adelaide 2003,
Yeah,
and the other is, of course, Kolkata 2001. The primary reason India won, even in Adelaide 2003, if I remember, when Dravid and Lakshman joined at the crease, India was 92 for 4. Australia had 550 odd.
yeah.
both the times India counter-attacked. Even Dravid, with his relatively patient game, was scoring. It was not that he was only blocking. Of course, Lakshman was playing a gem in both the cases. So somewhere we didn't have a counter-attack today, which Pant was bringing in when he had come in.
Which Didi
But
actually
then,
brings me to this point, is that we do talk about counter attack and stuff like that. And generally in test cricket, counter attacks is done basis the good quality shots that you can bring out of your armory. Now, if you look at the Indian batting order, uh, I have complete respect for Pujara, but I also feel that his batting over the years, in terms of the quality of shot making, it has degraded, and he has not added newer shots to his repertoire. That's one. Number two is that if you look at especially today's batting as well, Hanuma Vihari, for instance, you will see that Hanuma Vihari plays a good compact defensive game. But if you ask me, what are the shots that he plays really well? Possibly I'll not be able to tell you. But if you ask me after 3 innings, what are the shots that Shubman Gill can play, or even a Prithvi Shaw can play, I will be
yes,
very well able to tell you, right? And that is the difference. Is that one, from a mindset perspective, yes, you go defensive, but then from a capability perspective, are you building new shots? Are you bringing in new stuff to your armory as a batsman? Because if you just that single double
not just as
fire,
a batsman,
yeah.
not just as a batsman. You look at Ashwin, how he has been wearing the lengths.
So purely from a batting point of view, I think that right now this Indian lineup, especially lower after the first two, three people, there are not many people who can actually do a counter attack. Ravindra Jadeja has built his game to do a counter attack,
Ravindra
and he's
Jadeja has
doing it.
developed himself.
Rishabh
As in,
Pant has a
one of my
natural attacking
friends was
game.
today. One of my friends was today asking it, albeit in a humorous way, but he was saying that the way Jadeja is batting before his injury, can we push him to number 4? And if
Exactly.
you think it the way uh, he might just well bat at 4. Of course, with Kohli around, things will be different. But you need the ability to counter attack.
And therefore, it brings me is that should we put our money on batsmen who can possibly, who have the good quality of shots? You can get out anytime. There's no issues. Steve Smith got out 3 times looking like a bunny of Ashwin. No issues. But do you have the shots to, for example, today, Jasprit Bumrah bowled a couple of beauties to Steve Smith. Beauties to Steve Smith. Typical angled in, then it is difficult to beat Steve Smith outside the off stump. And he was able to do that. But whenever there was a ball to be cover driven, Steve Smith cover drove. Whenever there was a ball to be back foot punched, Steve Smith did that. Whenever there was a ball to be straight driven, Steve Smith did that in the first inning as well. So if you don't have the shots, how will you play? If you only have a simplified set of shots, ultimately people will figure it out. And I strongly feel that Cheteshwar Pujara's run scoring capabilities are suffering because his shot making capabilities. Uh, I don't remember the last time Cheteshwar Pujara cover drove a fast bowler. You tell me when.
It's too difficult to think. Maybe in one of the matches in the subcontinent, but
No, he just pat defends those balls. And I completely understand that if you're pat defending a full delivery outside off stump, first of all, it's a rubbish shot. But it is okay. Sometimes on abroad and these kind of pitches, you have to do that. But you tell me, when was the last time you saw Cheteshwar Pujara playing that fluid mid-wicket flick shot of a fast bowler?
I also think that because Kohli is not there, he's also taking some added pressure around the fact that if his wicket is gone, the team will just
I completely
break
understand.
down.
In cricket, there are some balls at international level. I know that at our level of play, if there is a full ball on stumps, there is a little bit of a nervousness that comes to the batsman. In the at the international level, if there is a full ball on even on off stump or middle stump, you whip it. You whip it to mid on mid wicket, especially if you're a subcontinent on this kind of a pitch, on SCG kind of a pitch.
But the solution can be only two ways, right? It is either psychological or technical. There are no other problems here.
See, I think,
and I'm sure there are
for me,
people in the team who are equipped enough to address the problem. But the point is that somewhere Pujara has to open up a little more and also ensure that his array of new strokes keep on coming.
Yeah, I mean, he has to see, if you do not surprise your opposition, your opposition will figure you out. You have to surprise your opposition. So, for example, does Cheteshwar Pujara sometimes has the ability? For example, every time Pujara comes in, opposition bowlers know that the first 30 balls he is going to defend, or even the first 50 balls he is going to defend.
If you see Steve Smith, what he did, he just counter-attacked last innings.
And Didi, I think counter-attack is an overstated word. You just have to play the ball, like the way it should be played on a pitch like this. I understand there is need for caution on difficult pitches, but for a pitch like SCG, you need to
Now the point again is it his natural ability to play the way. I'm not expecting him to play like a Lakshman, because Lakshman was a.
See, that's what I'm saying. I thought that what my thought is that somewhere somebody needs to talk to Pujara, because I know that his defensive game and his mental game is very strong. But he also, for example, our mental game can also be very strong. But we don't have that kind of a capability to go and execute it on the field. His defensive game.
Absolutely. And the other point is that the formula that clicked for Pujara in 2018-19 will not necessarily click again here.
Yeah. They would also have done their homework.
And he's essentially trying to do the same thing, but of course Australians have done their homework. Cummins is not making his life.
That's what I'm saying, Didi, is that he needs to build new shots. He needs to bring in some new shots that he will need to practice. He's a one format player, and he needs to find different gears. For example, he needs to start pulling a little bit. He needs to start tucking the ball on the leg side. He needs to start to rotate the strike a little bit. With all due respect to Pujara and what he has done for the country, I also feel that his game is kind of stagnating, because your game cannot be one dimensional in today's time with all the data and surveillance and the videotapes, etc., which is out there.
No, absolutely. There's no denying this part. But anyways, I think we've reached a stage in this test match where we can only hope that something can happen. And but as it looks, I doubt.
I think
Australia will.
I think Australia should win this test match from here. If they do not win, I mean, big thumbs down to them. And
this is absolutely, India has laid the platter on Australia's table. And of course, with Jadeja not there, I think is a huge blow, especially on bowling, because he would have taken the ball away, and this is a turning track. The pitch is a little not fast. It was doing his own tricks. So
and see,
Jadeja not there.
The Australian batting is not that great, actually, if you ask me. The Australian batting is struggling. Basically, right now, it is an advantage Australia because of their bowlers. I think
Steve Smith, Labuschagne and Warner are, of course, great batsmen, but Warner is still coming back to form. It is essentially their two main players, Labuschagne and Smith, who has.
See, it is okay in test matches on a flat track like SCG. If the opposition wins the toss, decides to bat, and gets out for 338, it's a good deal. It is an absolutely good deal with Steve Smith and Labuschagne and David Warner. See, Matthew Wade and all of them, they're not scoring runs. Wade can score a quick 60, 70 anytime. He's a good hitter of the cricket ball. He's played enough cricket now. So I think Indians are also bowling well. I know that Indians are depleted and might sound a little harsh, especially on Cheteshwar Pujara. I am more disappointed because as a great player, because Pujara is considered to be a better, if not a great player, then better than a good player. He's better than a very good player for India. He's had a huge impact on the red ball cricket of India. Some of the best series that India has won has been because of Cheteshwar Pujara. But then he also needs to evolve, and he needs to find different facets and different gears in his game, like Virat Kohli or even other batsmen. Look at Rohit Sharma. I know that he got out, but the way he's playing, his compactness, his stroke making, it has evolved over the years, and therefore,
Rohit Sharma is naturally talented, so he just can't. He
see,
can do
did he
anything with the ball.
that cannot be an excuse for you. I'm not saying Cheteshwar Pujara had all the shots, by the way. He used to cover drive the ball. He used to play the cut. He used to play the late cut. He used to on drive the ball. He had all the shots, if you remember, the early part of his career. Somehow, the last 2 3 years have gone in such a manner. I know that India has played some of the really, really toughest pitches across the world, but it is not reason enough for you to let go of your scoring opportunities. You cannot be a workman like batsman playing at number 3 all the time. Some test matches, some pitches, I completely understand. Dog it out, be there, fight it out, take the singles, take the doubles, wear the opposition down, blunt the new ball. But on pitches like this, you got to take initiative. You need to arrest the game. I mean, even the Pukovsky, the new guy, even he was playing his shots today.
Yeah, and in fact, if you look at the number three of our three top teams, or the 3 or 4 of the top teams, you have Williamson for New Zealand. Williamson bats at 3, right?
I think Williamson bats. Yeah, Williamson bats 3 because Taylor bats 4, I guess. I'm not very
Yeah,
sure.
I don't remember who bats 3 for New Zealand, but I think it's Williamson.
Let me just
Williamson
Google
for
and see.
just see once. It's Williamson for New Zealand, Steve Smith for Australia,
Yeah,
and Joe Root for England,
yeah.
right? Or who comes 3 for England?
Joe Root is he's been like shuffling 3 4 3 4.
3 4, right? But anyways, so you have all important players who are changing the course of the match, not just defensive players.
Yeah,
Pujara, of course, is a great player, but somewhere he also needs to, shift gears or do something about his batting. And I'm sure, there are people who are in that team who are capable enough to address this situation. But I personally feel it's a more mental issue than an ability issue.
I completely feel Didi is that it is a mental issue. Of course, Pujara used to play all the shots. This SCG pitch is a classic, if not a classic, it's it's as close to the subcontinent as it will get in Australia. That
Yeah.
kind of a pitch.
But again, if you look at the way I was telling you the other day, right? Only 2 teams have won in SCG in the last 20 years.
See, that
So
is,
it
I see.
ऐसा नहीं है कि
I'm not getting into statistics and data. I am more worried about the. I'm not even worried about the kind of innings that Pujara played today. If that 50 runs, if those 50 runs had 8 boundaries, 8 good boundaries, sometimes the kind of shots that you make. So, for example, Rohit Sharma, he made what 27 28 runs possibly around that.
26.
He scored 3 boundaries and 1 6. Now, when you score these kind of boundaries, it puts a fear in the mind of the opposition. Immediately, they will draw the mid on. They will put that guy on the boundary. They will put that one guy on point boundary and things like that. That is the kind of impact. If you do not have those shots, so for instance, when Nathan Lyon bowls to Cheteshwar Pujara, how dare an off spinner is bowling to a number 3 batsman, a world class batsman, without anyone outside on mid wicket and square leg? Even the sweep guy is inside. You tell me.
Because they know he will not go. He'll not move his feet and
So
go right.
exactly that's my
That's
point.
how.
If you have the ability, sometimes you cannot just always be passively good in cricket. Sometimes you have to
And not just in cricket, you also have to surprise the opposition, right? You also
exactly.
have to keep.
I mean,
ये
can you
predictable नहीं हो सकते हो.
can you bowl that field to Shubman Gill? He's 3 innings old.
Even if I will tell you a very famous instance in the World Chess Championships in 1971 to when Fisher played Spassky. In one of the games, if I don't I remember it vaguely, but I think he did not play an opening which he was expected to play.
Yeah, I've seen it in
Right?
a movie.
So the point is, you have to bring in that variation. You can't be predictable, and somehow Pujara needs to kind of figure out that way. And as the other point is he affecting other people? That also we need to see, but I don't know.
See,
if Hanuma Vihari will
I
retain
don't think
his place.
I don't
I
think
don't
that
know
with
even
the kind of this team chemistry Pujara would be, because others know Pujara. It is now about
this series is
Pujara to
actually,
evolve his own.
if you ask me, this series is somewhere it's muddled now. We are playing just for to complete it. We have, if Jadeja and Pant are also now injured, I think I saw a media report now a little bit back that Pant might bat on the fifth day.
Hmm.
So we don't know where the series is heading for India. I think after the series, before the England one, we need to first reassess our complete fitness and figure out what is our best team. And
Yeah.
one of the things I also feel that if we decide that this is our best team, even if a few players do not perform in 1, 2, 3 matches, give them that chance. Let them play for 5, 6 matches,
Yeah.
and then drop them. Right.
Yeah.
Somewhere Mayank Agarwal will feel left out, as we had discussed the other day. So I don't know what happened now that Vihari has failed again, and I don't know if how will he perform in the second innings. Assuming he doesn't do well, what will happen to Vihari in the fourth test? So we will have changed so many things. It's like it's like in a stock market. If you know that these are the stocks that you are going to pick, and for some reason it falls down, you just move out, and again you keep on chopping, changing. It doesn't happen that way. So somewhere you will have to fundamentally align that this is the best 11 I will have, and trust with it, and
And
keep
see,
and which is, you see, on Shubman Gill now knows ki theek hai, he
I
got
mean,
a chance, he performed. You need that assurance mental.
it is,
Otherwise,
see,
every it's like you have the sword of King Arthur on your head. Ki yaar, matlab ye gaya to gaya. So wo also plays a very important factor.
I don't think that India. I think India has been quite okay in terms of either giving a long rope to somebody like a Hanuma Vihari or even to a Mayank Agarwal. I know that there were some problems, etc., in this series, and therefore we had to bring back Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma in next. And I know that uh, they will all be sorted out, these kind of issues. Right now, my problem with the current lineup of Indian batsmen is very simple. Is that I feel that there is a basic, or there has been a lack of ability in shot making, and that is that that for
I
me is
would
the
say that
bigger one.
lack, no, I would say that lack or intent, because if you see when
No,
Jadeja had no
no,
option.
no. So Didi, I'm not talking about intent. I am saying it is the intrinsic lack of ability of shot making. See, making shots is an art. Similarly, how defending is an art, making shots is an art, playing 100 balls is an art. Not everyone has everything, but in Test cricket, you need to have the capability to play at least 4 or 5 different shots which will fetch you runs. And of course, then there is the mental strength part, is that are you able to soak in pressure and wait for the balls? But if you only have one shot on which you will be scoring runs, and that shot also is not typically or is not a quintessential boundary making shot, then you will be in trouble. Then you will be in trouble.
Absolutely. Which is what we'll figure out at the end of the test match how it goes. At this point of time, let's just hope something good happens
I'm
tomorrow.
just hoping that Sydney repeats itself. The last time we were here, we asked Australia to follow on, and there was rains and stuff and all of that. And we were 300 runs ahead of Australia in that test match. I remember Kuldeep took a
Yes.
fifer and all of that happened. I just hope that the sun god suddenly roasts Australian cricket and the Australian team, and it rains heavily. I'll be very happy if I wake up tomorrow morning to see that the day has been washed out because of rains.
That is the only hope I think we have. But on a different note, I think there have been some allegations of racism
Yeah, I
also,
saw that
which is
against Siraj and
which is, which
Bumrah.
is kind of a little sad. But I'm sure things have been sorted out there. But we still have to figure out a way to first, I think, save the test match.
Exactly.
And let's see. We'll talk in detail at the end of the test match, and just hoping that some things turn out positive.
Yeah. So see you tomorrow, Didi. Then thanks for your time.
See you. See you. Thank you so much.